Mayor Pro Tem, we're live.
Thank you, David. Today is Wednesday, May 21st, 2025, and the time is 7:07 p.m. I am now calling to order the Barnard Park City Council regular meeting. Pastor Flores, is Pastor Jackson here? Pastor Flores, if you can lead us in an invocation.
Thank you, Councilman. Please stand. Pastor Jackson's unable to be here, so he asked me if I could pray in his stead, but I don't think anyone can pray like him, but thank you for the privilege and opportunity. Yo quiero leer en Salmo 91, dice, El que habita al abrigo del Altísimo morará bajo la sombra de Omnipotente. Diré yo a Jehová, esperanza mía y castillo mío, mi Dios en quien confiaré. Gracious God, we thank you that you are God, and God, you are good. We pray over our council and our city tonight, Lord, as we engage in conversation, seeking your wisdom on how to best honor you and serve your people. I thank you, Father, Lord, for the council, Lord, those who are called to public service. Lord, I just pray, God, that you give them your wisdom, Lord. I pray, Lord, that they're able, Lord, to see the big picture as you called them to do, Lord. We just pray for our city, Lord, and the recent tragedies that we've experienced. We pray for your healing power. Gracias, Señor, porque tú eres el sanador y tú eres el salvador. Y gracias por este privilegio para participar en esta reunión. En el nombre de Jesucristo, amen. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. City Treasurer, can you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Thank you. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
United States of America, a nation under God, indivisible, with justice for all.
Thank you for that. City Clerk, can I please have roll call?
Certainly. Mayor Avila, Mayor Pro Tem Damian,
Here.
Councilmember Ayala,
Here.
Councilmember Estrada,
He'll be back.
Councilmember Lozano.
Here.
Let the record reflect that Mayor Avila is not present. Thank you.
Thank you, City Clerk, and I'll go ahead and make a motion to excuse Mayor Avila.
I second.
Can I get a roll call, please?
We have a motion to excuse Mayor Avila, moved by Mayor Pro Tem Damian, second by Councilmember Ayala. Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Lozano,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Damian.
Yes,
Motion carries 3-0.
thank you. City Attorney, can you please report out of closed session?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. The council met in closed session with all members being present except for Mayor Avila. As to item 1, public employee appointment, the council, I'm pleased to report that the council made a conditional offer employment for a new CEO, city manager on a vote of 4-0, with direction and intent to place an agreement with final terms at the next council meeting. As to item 2, public employee appointment for Director of Community Development, that item was continued to the end of the regular agenda.
Thank you, City Attorney. And announcements, the City Council are also members of the Board of Directors of the Housing Authority and Finance Authority, which are concurrently convening with the City Council this evening, and each council member is paid an additional stipend of $30 for attending the Housing Authority meeting and $50 for attending the Finance Authority meeting. Now moving on to proclamations, commendations, and presentations. We would like to welcome and introduce the new city staff. As I call your name, if you can please make your way up to the dais. We have Daniel Padilla, Director of Public Works. Jimmy Wong, Program Coordinator, Promotion. We have Sophia E. Alvarado, Housing Specialist. Jenny Tran, also Housing Specialist. And we have Leah Morales, Promotion to Housing Specialist. And I believe you guys have their bios, right? Do you want to read the bio, Manny? You want to go with the Director of Public Works?
Absolutely, Mayor Pro Tem. I have the pleasure of introducing our Director of Public Works, Mr. Daniel Padilla, has 25 years of engineering and public works experience. He's worked for 10 years in the private sector and 15 years for public agencies where he has designed and managed hundreds of projects. He is a licensed civil engineer and land surveyor and has degrees in civil engineering, public administration, and accounting. He's been married to his wife Arceli for 20 years and has two teenage boys, Damien and Alonzo. In his free time, he is an avid Dodgers fan. It is my pleasure to introduce Daniel as a newest member to the Baldwin Park family.
Thank you, Manny, Mayor Pro Tem, Council. Thank you for this opportunity. I'm happy to be here. I look forward to working with everybody in the community. And I'm very happy to be here. Thank you.
Maria? Maria?
Yes, Honorable Mayor Pro Tem and City Council. It is my pleasure to introduce Jimmy Wong, Program Coordinator of Promotion. Jimmy Wong was born and raised in Monterey Park and has called Baldwin Park home for the past decade. Jimmy has a deep appreciation for public service and special events organized by the City of Baldwin Park, which brings the community together and creates lasting memories. His passion for community service began in high school, where he became involved in recreation through a summer youth employment program. His early experience inspired his desire to pursue a career and focus in giving back and making positive impact on the lives of others. Over the years, Jimmy developed a strong connection to the city's recreational programs and the meaningful role they play in the community. His work never feels like a job because he truly enjoys work and finds fulfillment in serving others. His enthusiasm for community engagement is matched by his love for basketball, which he enjoys in his free time. Jimmy's dedication to both his profession and his community reflects his commitment to making Baldwin Park a vibrant and welcoming place for all. Lastly, Jimmy is proud graduate of Kempo High School, Monterey Park, and Cal State LA. We are very fortunate to have Jimmy be part of Baldwin Park's family, and we look forward to a long, prosperous career. Jimmy Wong.
Did you want to say a few words?
Hello, everybody. I just want to say thank you. And it's a pleasure working with this department. I want to thank my whole staff, my administrative team, Manny Carrillo, Maria Moreno, Helen Hernandez, Mike Salas, Irma Garcia, April Rojo, Sandra Leva, Armando Nava, Teresa Alexander, Denise Montalov, being able to support me throughout the years working here. And I hope to continue doing so. Thank you.
And then Nick, you want to go ahead and read the bios for housing?
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. It's my pleasure to introduce three new members of the housing team. The first of which is Leah Morales. Leah Morales has recently joined the City of Baldwin Park as a housing specialist within the Housing Authority. She graduated from Citrus College with an Associate of Science degree in real estate and is planning to transfer to continue her education. She began her career with the City of Baldwin Park as a recreational worker while she worked with the Recreation and Community Services Department. While working with RCS, she often assisted the Housing Authority of the City of Baldwin Park, learning their protocols and procedures. Through this experience, she developed a deep passion for helping individuals regain stability and find housing. She hopes to make a difference and strives to support and uplift those in need. Outside of work, she enjoys exploring new places and spending time with family. Welcome. All right, next up, we have Jenny Tran. Jenny Tran brings a strong background in community outreach, advocacy, and public service. Prior to her role as a housing specialist, she served as a school community liaison and for the Garden Grove Unified School District, where she supports families, particularly Vietnamese-speaking households, in accessing vital education and social resources. As a first-generation college graduate from a low-income family and a proud mother, she understands firsthand the challenges our communities face, especially around stable, affordable housing. Her journey is both personal and professional, and she is deeply committed to helping others navigate housing systems with dignity and respect. In her new role, Jenny looks forward to working collaboratively with the Baldwin Park community to connect residents with housing assistance programs, advocate for housing stability, and support long-term solutions that promote equity and access for all. Welcome, Jenny. Last up but not least, Sophia Alvarado is honored to serve her community as a housing specialist. She holds a degree in biology and behavioral neuroscience, which has equipped her with a strong understanding of challenges faced by vulnerable populations, the impact of public policy, and the importance of data-driven decision-making. Through her experience in the housing industry, Sophia has developed a passion for helping individuals and families access stable, supportive housing. Outside of work, she enjoys baking and spending quality time with her family and friends. Welcome, Sophia.
We're gonna scoot under. Anyway.
All right, moving on to proclamations. Councilmember Ayala. We can do the first two.
Thank you. Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem. I would like to ask if Giovanni Viramontes can please come up. Come on up, Giovanni. And as he makes his way up, it's my honor to recognize him for his years of service here. So I'm going to get a little closer to him if that's okay. Come over, Giovanni. I don't know. Do you mind if I use your phone?
The center, yeah.
No, let's move these other. You're welcome. Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is a certificate of recognition to our Associate Engineer Giovanni Viramontes from the Department of Public Works. He worked here, this is in recognition of almost 6 years with the City of Baldwin Park. The City Council congratulates you for your unending loyalty and commitment to your colleagues, staff members, residents, and the entire community. We commend you for your outstanding service, hard work, and dedication, and we thank you for the favorable recognition that you bring not only to the Public Works Department, but to our community and our city. It's presented this 21st day of May 2025 by our Mayor Alejandra Avila, our Mayor Pro Tem Daniel Damian, Council Members Emmanuel J. Estrada, Council Member Manuel Lozano, City Clerk Christopher Sainz, City Treasurer Joanna Valenzuela, and myself, your Council Member Jean M. Ayala. So congratulations. Thank you for your years of service, Giovanni. Okay, good, wonderful. Say something.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and colleagues. I just want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the certificate and for the opportunity to serve the city of Baldwin Park over the past 5 years. It's been an incredible journey, one filled with growth, challenges, and just meaningful work that I'm proud to have been a part of. I'm very proud to be able to have contributed on multiple projects that improve the quality of life of our residents. And yeah, I just wish the city continued success and growth in the years ahead. It's been an honor to be part of its story, and the best is yet to come. There's a lot of exciting projects coming to Bell Park that I'm continuing to be proud of. Thank you.
Thank you, Giovanni. And we're going to get a photo, or we'll take it with right now. Okay.
It's holds on to it.
Okay.
Let's go ahead.
Mayor Pro Tem, I'm going to move on if that's okay. It's my honor to recognize for National Public Works Week, May 18th to 24th. I'd like to present this to Public Works Department. So if I can have any and all from Public Works come on up. Daniel, I guess that's you too. Come on over. Thank you. Please come on up. Yeah, I'm going to take it. Thank you. Oh. Okay. Okay. Okay, so it's my honor. It's my honor to recognize this wonderful group of individuals, and this is just obviously a small portion of the group. But I'd like to give this proclamation for Public Works Week. As I said, May 18th to 24th, 2025, whereas public works services provided in our community are an integral part of our citizens' everyday lives, and whereas the support of an understanding and informed citizenry is vital to the efficient operation of public works systems and programs such as streets and highways, sewers, storm drains, street lights, traffic signals, graffiti abatement, environmental programs, and solid waste collection. And whereas the health, safety, and comfort of this community greatly depends on these facilities and services, and whereas the quality and effectiveness of the public infrastructure and facilities, as well as their planning, design, and construction, is vitally dependent upon the efforts and skill of public works employees. And whereas the efficiency of the qualified and dedicated personnel who staff public works departments is materially influenced by the people's attitude and understanding of the importance of the work that they perform. Now, therefore, our Mayor Alejandra Avila of the City of Baldwin Park, along with our Mayor Pro Tem Daniel Damian, Council Members Jean M. Ayala, Emmanuel J. Estrada, Manuel Lozano, City Clerk Christopher Sainz, and City Treasurer Joanna Valenzuela, do hereby proclaim May 18th to 24th, 2025 as Public Works Week in the City of Baldwin Park, and call upon all citizens and civic organizations to recognize the contributions which public works staff make every day to our health, safety, comfort, and the quality of life here in our Baldwin Park community. So thank you. Any words?
Well, thank you, City Council. It's always been an honor for us to actually serve the public and our residents. Thanks to your continued support that you guys always stand next to us and always helping us out in everything we do. Us and myself and our guys really do appreciate you guys, and thank you very much for
You're welcome. And we're gonna take a photo right here.
I doing the next one? Next not enough, right? Yeah. All right, the next recognition is Julie Haslin, if you could come up here, please.
And Ellie from the library. Name is Julie.
Hi, Julie. Our youth service librarians. Officially retiring, I think tomorrow, am I correct? Saturday, okay. Will you be at the library Saturday? Oh, okay. Awesome. Absolutely. Certificate recognition, Haslin. Librarian for years, Los Angeles County Library, years with Ballin Park Library. Recognition of your 28 years with Los Angeles County Library. Council congratulates you for your unending, your colleagues, staff members, residents, our community, and you for your outstanding services, dedication. Thank you. Favorable recognition. Wish you a happy retirement. And at this birthday of Mayor Alejandra Avila, Vice Mayor Daniel Damian, Councilmember Ayala, Councilmember Daniel Estrada. Also, thanks, pleasure, Joanna. Also, sent this to you and very much. And I just want to share real quick that Julie's been a friend of mine for many, many years. And of course, you know, she's here in Baldwin Park. And I know that an awesome career in the and we know it's not the end of a lot more opportunity. This library and a lot of you who have used it, I'll share something funny that happened to me in the library back in the 1980s. Pasadena City College. All the librarians there probably drove them crazy because they would ask for so much resources weren't yet there and so on and so forth. Later late, and I remember I was studying there, and I remember the librarian that was there. You have a photo, left my shoes, and as I left at 9 o'clock, my shoes were. Oh, I went home barefooted, but I love that library. They found my shoes 2 weeks later, not from one of the bookshelves. But I just want to share that. But I want to thank you because I know that this year have the opportunity to be in the amount of knowledge that you have to have for the hundreds and thousands of books must be tremendous. Thank you on behalf of the city of Baldwin Park. I want to ask your permission, can we? We'll do that. You can show off to the librarians. All right. Thank you, Julie. Let's hear a great hand. There you go.
I just want to say thank you. I've enjoyed my 8 years here in Baldwin Park. When I first started library school, I had planned to work at. I know that you needed. By that time, I was tired of school, so I decided to go into the public library, and their infinite wisdom served me as a librarian. And I have no children, so I was scared to death. And about a month after I started, tell somebody. I've always loved all my kids. I keep track of a lot of my old kids. Diamond Bar on book. And I think I've made bonds with a lot of my children. And even some adults. A few of them, but mostly the kids. So I just want to say this honor and yeah, I'm actually moving to Illinois.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
now I get to watch over my maybe.
We're gonna get a photo.
Best of luck. All right, moving on I would like to present, is Juana Mata here? Stella Mata? From Looms for Lupus to join us up on the dais. We have two proclamations for Estela Mata and Looms for Lupus and Fibromyalgia Awareness Month. So as she's making her way up here, I'm going to start because these are long. Proclamation for Lupus Awareness Month 2025, whereas systemic, and I know I'm going to butcher something here, systemic lupus erythematosus, commonly known as lupus, is a chronic, complex, and often life-threatening autoimmune disease that randomly attacks the body's own tissues and vital organs and joints. It is a leading cause of premature cardiovascular disease, kidney disease, and stroke among young women and currently has no cure. And more than 5 million people worldwide have a form of lupus, and an estimated 16,000 new cases each year. 90% of people who have lupus are women, typically diagnosed during childbearing years, ages 15 to 45, and it affects all aspects of their lives. However, men, children, and teenagers develop lupus too. Lupus is 2 to 3 times more common, and its symptoms tend to be more severe among African Americans, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, and Asians than Caucasians. And lupus is one of the most difficult diseases to diagnose because its symptoms come and go, mimic other diseases, and there is no single test that can definitively identify the illness. And many physicians worldwide are unaware of symptoms and health effects of lupus, causing people with lupus to suffer for many years, some incurring irreversible damage before obtaining a correct diagnostic and medical treatment. And medical research efforts into lupus at the discovery of safer, more effective treatments for lupus patients are underfunded in comparison with diseases of comparable magnitude and severity. And there is a need for increased awareness in communities worldwide and the debilitating impact that lupus has on patients' lives. And Looms for Lupus works to raise awareness of the signs and symptoms of lupus, provides education, social support, advocates for research and quality medical care for those who live with or care for someone with lupus. Now, therefore, Alejandra Amila, our mayor of the city of Baldwin Park, along with myself, Daniel Damian, council members Jean M. Ayala, Emmanuel J. Estrada, Manuel Lozano, city clerk Christopher Sines, and city treasurer Joanna Valenzuela do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Lupus Awareness Month and urge residents to help raise awareness throughout the city of Baldwin Park. Then we have one more for you, Estela. And this is for Fibromyalgia Awareness Month 2025. Let me catch my breath here. Fibromyalgia is a complex chronic illness which causes fatigue, cognitive problems, and debilitating pain in women, men, and children of all ages and races. And over 4 million people in the United States, 2 to 4% of the population, and millions of people worldwide have been diagnosed with fibromyalgia, a disease for which there is no known cure. And fibromyalgia often takes an average of 3 to 5 years to receive a diagnosis of fibromyalgia, and existing public information, medical education, research, and resources to properly serve patient communities remain inadequately disseminated and are insufficient in addressing the needs of specific diverse populations and other underserved groups. And fibromyalgia is present in children and young adults, which pose unique challenges for this population, who not only struggle with the symptoms of this illness, but also from the lack of understanding and lack of social acceptance. And increased public awareness, education, and research are the key to winning the battle against fibromyalgia. And Looms for Lupus advocates for fibromyalgia awareness, support, and a better future for research, treatment, diagnosis, and education. Now, therefore, Alejandra Avila, mayor of the city of Baldwin Park, along with myself, Daniel Damian, council members Jean M. Ayala, Emmanuel J. Estrada, Manuel Lozano, city clerk Christopher Sines, and city treasurer Joanna Valenzuela, do hereby proclaim May 2025 as Fibromyalgia Awareness Month and urge residents to help raise awareness throughout the city of Baldwin Park.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and thank you, City Council members, for having proclaiming the City of Baldwin Park, May 2025, as Lupus Awareness Month and Fibromyalgia Awareness Month. It is my honor to be here representing Looms for Lupus. My sister and I started this organization. I am a resident of Baldwin Park. I myself live with fibromyalgia and autoimmune disease. My sister is a survivor of lupus, and it is very, very complex disease, and it could take someone's life. So for us, it is an honor to not only raise awareness, but also advocate, empower, and support those living with these conditions and their loved ones and caregivers. Also raising awareness around the community to all community members. We do it here at the local level, we do it at the state level, and at the federal level. So for me, it's an honor not only to bring it to the city, but to also empower and continue educating and raising awareness, more importantly for research, because it is not something that is researched a lot. And for me, again, it's an honor. Thank you, everyone, and thank you to the community for also being so supportive throughout the many years that we've been doing this.
And then just very briefly, while Estela makes her way down, Looms for Lupus is having their 5th annual Wellness Day. It's a free event, and it's going to be this Saturday here at the Arts and Recreation Center. It will be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And they will have Spanish interpreters as well. So it's a really informative workshop. So if you're in the area, I recommend that you guys stop by. You don't have to be there from 9 to 3, but just, stop by at any time from 9 to 3. Thank you, Stella, for all that you do.
All right, so we're going to recognize the Mark Daniels Music Foundation winners. You can come this way. Oh, are you gonna talk on the, up to you, where you want, up there or up here? Join us up here.
Hey, Rita.
Vice Mayor.
Yeah, you wanna perform first? Wanna use- you know.
I want to get my chair.
just saw Wilfredo Calderon, and he's only been practicing for a year and a half. And can you imagine that greatness? Now, he is determined to go to school, and he is going to get his degree in finance. But before he does that, he got himself another scholarship with the Women's Club. And when we went to present last week at the school board, he was also getting an award, another scholarship from the Valley County Water District. So he's already got a couple of things under his belt. Wilfredo, can you stand up and say hi to all these lovely people? Okay, but before I go to the next person, I want to tell you about us. There's a lot of faces that I don't recognize, but a lot of good faces that I welcome back. My name is Vita Flores, and I've been doing this for 16 years. We've been able to give $31,000 of scholarship, and that's for if you win our scholarship. We do not have a GPA. We just base it on your talents. So you could go to any school that you want, any vocational, university, it doesn't matter. So like I said, we've been doing this for 16 years, and you're probably asking, why in the heck have you been doing it for such a long time? I'll tell you. My husband and I had a son. His name was Mark Daniel Flores. That's what the foundation is named after. And he was employed by Baldwin Park Unified School District as a behavioral specialist. On his way to work, he was involved in an accident, and he did not live his injuries. So in honor of him, we've been putting on this show for about 16 years. And I just wanted to share that with you. And now let's go on to our next winner, which is the fabulous Kimberly. So if she could stand up and come on over here. We need to be, oh. We had a little problem last week. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Kimberly Medina Rivera. Now, Kimberly's been practicing since she was in elementary. And when she got into 8th grade, she won a scholarship from the Arrow Bear Music Camp, where she went to study and she was introduced to a whole different outlook of music. And there, it actually provided some experience to go into the marching band, where she became second chair. And she did something that I thought was pretty cool. She wrote on her essay that she was determined to win the scholarship, and she did. So that's great. And she is going to go to Cal State Monterey Bay for environmental studies or sciences. And of course, Kimberly. And just one little side note, tiny. This is the 3rd year in a row that Baldwin Park High School has won our award. They won once before in 2000, yeah. That's an achievement, don't you think? So their school, they're doing something right in Baldwin Park High School, because year after year, 3 years in a row, they've been winning. So of course, I want pictures. Can I get pictures?
Yes.
Yes, if you guys can.
I'm ask you to join us. And then, of course, our winners. And while Vita and the winners make their way up here, I'm gonna just, a little mention that always my favorite, that Vita comes up here and I get to share these certificates, because 13 years ago, I myself applied for the Mark Daniels Music Foundation scholarship. The only difference is I wasn't a winner, so I get to bring it up every time I see it.
Congratulations. Yeah, good to see you. Congratulations, Dave.
All right. Okay, you want to do the certificates first before we take the pictures?
Yes.
Well, we have a certificate for Kimberly Mendieta Rivera from the City Council of the City of Baldwin Park, congratulating you for being the recipient of the 2025 Mark Daniels Flores Music Foundation Scholarship. We wish you continued success on your flute musical endeavors, and thank you for the favorable recognition you bring to your school and our community. And for Wilfredo Calderon, City Council of the City of Baldwin Park congratulates you for being the recipient of the 2025 Mark Daniels Flores Music Foundation Scholarship. We wish you the continued success on your piano musical endeavors, and thank you for the favorable recognition you bring to your school and our community.
That Garcia back there?
All right, moving on, we're going to be moving on to public communication. At this moment, we will open up public communications. City Clerk, is there anyone looking to speak?
Yes, Mayor. Mayor Pro Tem, we've received 6 cards, and I'm going to call them up in order that they were received. So we'll start with Irma Morales with the Baldwin Park Library.
Good evening, Mayor Pro Tem Damian, City Council members, community members and staff, city staff, I wanted to tell you about some upcoming programs we have in the next couple of weeks here at Baldwin Park Library. We're going to be having on Saturday, May the 24th at 1 p.m. It's career opportunities with Valley County Water District. So Valley County Water District staff will discuss careers in water and why careers in water are important. The workshop will go over the requirements and certifications for some water careers. So that's going to be on Saturday, May the 24th at 1 p.m. at Baldwin Park Library. We're also having our Asian American, Native Hawaiian, Pacific Islander Heritage Month. We're having an origami crane mobile that we're making as a craft for adults on Saturday, May the 24th from 3 to 4 p.m. Some upcoming programs that we have starting in June, we're going to be having our summer discovery program. So that is for independent readers of all ages. You'll sign up. And as you read, children will get different prizes. And the summer discovery program will start on June the 2nd and go to August 10th. I'll talk more about that as it gets closer. And the other thing that we're doing for the summer at Baldwin Park Library is we're doing the free lunch at the library. That's going to begin on Tuesday, June the 17th. It's going to be from 12 to 1 p.m. Tuesday through Friday. So we're doing free lunch at the library. All our information and programs can be found at lacountylibrary.org. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, I call Gabriela Alba.
Hi, good afternoon. I want to begin with a brief disclaimer that these comments are my personal views. My name is Gabriela, and I'm a resident of Bassett. I'm here today because I recently learned that the city of Baldwin Park may have influence over a proposed development on the Bassett side near the Baldwin Park border, specifically the site of the former Flanner Elementary School, where there's a proposal to build over 100 condominiums. I'm asking that the Baldwin Park City Council please help us stop the effort to rezone the land for development. Our community desperately needs a third space, a recreational space where our youth can decompress and find positive outlets for the immense stress and trauma that often comes with growing up in an under-resourced area. Just this past week, I noticed a rise in graffiti in both Bassett and Baldwin Park. This is a symptom of deeper unmet needs. The other day, I went for a walk at the track in West Covina, and I saw older adults using the outdoor fitness equipment, teens playing tennis, people inside the hockey rink, and families exercising on the grassy fields. It was nearly 9 p.m. The area was well lit and people felt safe and connected. I left feeling grateful, but also saddened that I had to get in my car to drive to get to this place. I couldn't walk out of my house and access this. How incredible would it be to have that kind of space within walking distance of our homes? A place where we could safely ride bikes, play soccer, or just be outdoors in community with one another. And I've seen that in the past few weeks. I've seen so many, as it's getting hotter, I've seen community members out on their bikes. The other day I saw a mom and she had one of those little mini bikes. And so she had one of her babies in the front and another one in the back. And I was like, that's awesome. And I just really wish we had a space, a safe space dedicated for recreation. Access to parks and green spaces isn't just a luxury, it's a public health necessity. Research shows that proximity to parks is associated with higher levels of childhood physical activity, lower rates of obesity, and better mental health outcomes for both children and adults. Parks build healthier and safer communities. I understand that a funding for a park may not feel feasible right now, but I believe with time, creativity, and collaboration, we can find a way. There are countless nonprofit organizations, state and federal grants, and philanthropic sources available for this kind of project. The real risk is not a lack of funding. It's losing this rare opportunity altogether. Once that land is rezoned and developed, it's gone. There is no alternative location with that same potential. So I respectfully ask, please consider the future generations of children who deserve access to a space where they can play, grow, and feel safe. Do not support the rezoning efforts at Flanner Elementary. Instead, I encourage you to consider including that site in your greenway or open space plans. Thank you for your time and for your commitment to our shared community.
Thank you.
Next, we call Miguel Zuniga.
Hello, good evening, council members. My name is Miguel and I'm a resident of Bassett. I'm concerned about the traffic impacts of the proposed development at the former Flanner Elementary School site. Our streets are already congested, and adding over 100 condos will only make things worse. I respectfully ask the city to conduct a thorough traffic study before moving forward with any rezoning decisions. We need to understand how this project would affect traffic, safety, and quality of life for the community. Thank you for your time, and I hope you all can support us. Thank you.
Next, we call Yolanda Quiros.
Hello, City of Ballin Park board members. My name is Yolanda and I live on Millbury Avenue, the street that's going to be most impacted. I'm here today to let you know that our neighbors are not for this build. We are here today to ask to work with the Bassett community to stop storm property that want to build 105 condos or villas. Our community would love to see a park or a community center or an education center for our children at Florence Flanner Elementary. Please keep Bassett community and homeowners in your thoughts when this proposal comes to you. Let's say no to storm property, and thank you for your time.
Next, we call Yanetta Whitley.
Good evening. My name is Juanetta Whitley, and I'm here for the rezoning of the concerned environment impact of the storm development at Florence Flanner site. And I'm asking if the honorable members of the Baldwin Park City Council help us. I'm here on behalf of the Park Not Condo Coalition. While I understand this forum may not be the formal venue for land use decision directly tied to the proposed development by Storm Properties at the Florence Flanner Children Development Center, currently owned by Bassett Unified School District. I believe the zoning and the public safety implication of this project warrant your immediate attention and independent condition. Zoning integrity and land use compliance. The Florence Flanner site is presently zoned for open space and recreation use. Bassett Unified School District is now pursuing a zoning change to enable residential development, especially 105 market rate condominium. This proposal land use change directly conflicts with Baldwin Park 2002 general plan, which clearly identifies the need to preserve and expand open space to meet the health, environment, and the recreational need of current and future resident, environment, and public safety. Thank you.
Next, we call Catherine Saldana.
Good evening, council members and the public. My name is Catherine Saldana, and my kids and I currently reside at Serenity Homes. Recently, our world was shattered when we received a letter of termination. The reasons behind the notice: staff doesn't see me putting my kids in childcare, see me working or potty training them in City Net's timeline. I have 4 kids under the age of 5, and one of them is turning 1 next month. They want them all potty trained now. That is really not possible for a 1-year-old. I work almost every day with very long hours. Childcare isn't needed, and my kids have never kept me from missing a deadline. But to keep the manager happy, I'm trying to get my kids into a facility. All the reasons for the termination are false. I work and I am actively looking for a care facility that also takes babies, and my kids are making amazing progress using the restroom. No one ever asked for the proof that all this was being done till I demanded a meeting and gave them everything. At the time, I got an, "Oh, so you are doing it, but we aren't going to take away the termination." The fact that they never asked but assumed is an example of poor management. My family has been a target for the staff, manager, and shelter head since we got there. My daughter was ridiculed with so-called proof on video of messing up a bathroom in the matter of 2 minutes. I was harassed and told that I suck at life. That's why I don't have a home, and they do. And my kid's father was ripped from them for not getting a job right away when he had just lost one. I have heart and blood pressure issues that have been getting worse since he was ripped from us and all the stress from the facility. My health, they were completely aware of. I went into emergency surgery for almost bleeding to death and was put on 2-week bed rest. I was getting nonstop calls from the manager threatening to kick us out if I didn't get back. I returned after a week of help, back to struggling alone in pain. We need this place. My kids need their father back and a roof over their head while we continue looking for something. We are willing to do anything for help, actual help. But something needs to be done with the management and treatment of the families there. And families need to be kept together, not told, just be a single mom. I rally them more. That's what I was told by our mayor during a private conversation. Thank you for your time.
Mayor Pro Tem, that concludes all speaker cards received.
Thank you, City Clerk. At this moment, if there's anyone else that's wishing to speak that did not fill out a speaker card, this is your time.
John Rios, resident. I've been going around town and I've been seeing the sidewalks around town. Just by seeing them in the public engineer, well, public works that's been painting them, the ones that are busted up, you know. Just on what I went around, I just counted 50 of them. That's something that, you know, we're trying to get the city to be a safe city, for one thing. But other than that, what you guys are trying to do is get more police cars, more trucks. You're not taking care of what that money is for. We should get some of that money that we have in there and use it to fix our city. You know, there's somebody might trip over or something. There we go again, another lawsuit. You know, before we start buying other cars or getting higher park rangers, I did a little study on myself. I called a couple of cities that I deal with. Most of them, they have bigger parks than we do. They have private securities that are take care not only the parks, they walk the parks, And I don't think we have done a study. You know, we need to do a study on that because let's take care of our city first before we do anything else. And another thing is Public Works, I usually call them up and they respond to us. Code enforcement, they do the same thing. If any of you going around the city the way it's getting, I know we don't have no directors or anything, but we need to get a little more support to Public Works and to the code enforcement. They took care of all the flower vendors over the Mother's Day. I think they cited around 30 of them. That's why we don't see those flower vendors. They've been doing a good job. Public Works have been doing a good job. They're picking up all the trash that we have around the city. Once in a while, you guys should go around and look at the city before we jump into getting park rangers or whatever.
Thank you, Mr. Rios. Your time is up.
Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to speak?
Buenas noches a todos. Ahora veo diferentes caras. Todos los que conocí ya se fueron, creo. Bueno, ahora lo que estoy viendo de que el comentario pasado que tuvimos de que quieren hacer puentes en las calles principales, pero nunca se dan cuenta que tenemos la Pacific y la Main, que eran 2 líneas y le hicieron una. Ahora va a ser más caro volver para atrás. Están haciendo muchas unidades y ya está llegando más gente a Baldwin Park. Ya no hay parking, no hay campo para hacer todo eso, para parquear los carros. Nunca pensaron que iba a crecer la ciudad o no sé qué pasó. Hay que planear a tiempo qué se está haciendo para que todo se corrija. Ahora para volver para atrás, hacer las calles, va a costar mucho dinero. Cerraron ya aquí la Baila, la Pacific, y la calle que se entra al Zócalo también la cerraron. Todo está afectando al tráfico. Y por otro lado, lo que dijo Ríos es correcto, porque yo iba a decir lo que dijo él, pero ya me ganó, de que las banquetas yo las reporté y siguen igual todavía. No hay presupuesto, o qué pasa. La gente se va a caer y le va a salir más caro las demandas que les hagan. Entonces, echarle ganas a la ciudad para que no se destruya más, porque donde yo paso hay basura y las banquetas están para arriba y para abajo. Se cae una persona y no sé cuánto va a costar la demanda, pero tratar de evitar todo eso para que se eviten las demandas mejor, ¿ok? Está bien todo lo que estoy diciendo, no sé yo, pero echarle ganas. Por la policía no tengo problema, la policía está bien porque cuando les llamo me atienden. Ahora llamo a la yarda con Fernando, con todo nadie me atiende. ¿A dónde reporto ahora? Están fuera de servicio, no sé qué está pasando. Ya la ciudad está para abajo, para abajo. Si no nos ponemos de acuerdo, vamos a estar peor, en peor, en peor. Gracias.
Good evening to everyone. I see new faces. I don't recognize them all. I am here to make a comment about the old bridges. This is going to create some problems on Pacific because from 2 lanes, they're gonna have only 1 lane. And this is going to create some problems with the parking because there is not enough parking. I don't know if this has been planned accordingly. There has to be some planning that goes with the growth of the city. You know, the city is growing, we're not planning accordingly. And this is going to cost to repair the streets and to redo things is going to cost a lot of money. Here at front in El Zócalo, there's the same thing. The streets have been closed, which is going to cause a lot of traffic. And I agree with what Rios had said before. You know, as a matter of fact, I reported broken sidewalks for a while, and this is going to bring us additional accidents. People are gonna trip, are gonna fall, and they're gonna file suits. You know, so we have to fix the streets. The police is doing really well. I have no complaints about them. And I have called Hernandez and sometimes I call and the phone lines are out of service. So I don't know what's going to happen. We have to put a little bit more effort into all this. You know, if we don't work on the same side, it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Is there anyone else wishing to speak? Seeing no interest, I will now close public communication.
Vice Mayor?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I just want to recognize real quick, former Councilmember Marlene Garcia, who's in the back, and also H2O, Mr. Javi Vargas, board member from the Valley County Water District. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilmember Lozano. All right, moving on to consent calendar. Any of my colleagues wishing to pull any of the items? All right, seeing none. I will move to pass consent calendar,
I'll second.
items 1 through 6.
I will second.
Second by Councilmember Lozano. City Clerk, can I get roll call?
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Estrada,
Yes.
Councilmember Lozano,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Damian.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. All right, moving on to reports of officers. Item number 7, approval of the annual report for military equipment. Staff, who will report on this item? Chief?
Yes, sir. It's the normal report that we provide to the city council regarding the purchase of our military equipment and the things that we use for safety for the officers, for the community. So it speaks for itself. There's nothing for me to add to the report.
Thank you for that, Chief. Any of my colleagues have any questions? None? I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve item number 7.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Lozano. City Clerk, can I get roll call?
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Estrada,
Yes.
Councilmember Lozano,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Damian.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. All right, moving on. City Council is acting as successor agency of the dissolved Community Development Commission. There are 2 items, SA1 and SA2. I will make a motion to approve simultaneously. Can I get a second?
Second.
Second by Councilmember Ayala. City Clerk, can we get roll call?
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Estrada,
Yes.
Councilmember Lozano,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Damian.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. Moving on, we have consent calendar for Finance Authority and consent calendar for Housing Authority. I will make a motion to simultaneously approve.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Ayala. Can I get roll call?
Councilmember Ayala,
Yes.
Councilmember Estrada,
Yes.
Councilmember Lozano,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Damian.
Yes.
Motion carries 4-0.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. All right, looks like we were towards the end of our agenda. We have City Council, City Clerk, City Treasurer, staff request, and communication. We do have one item. Did you want to take this on, Deputy City Clerk?
Yes, Mayor Pro Tem. We would like, Chief Executive Officer Zaldivar and myself would like to remind the City Council that there will be no special meeting on June 4th to allow council members to participate in the graduation of North Park High School.
Thank you for that. Chief Deputy City Clerk Quinones. So just to reiterate, we will not have a special meeting on the June 4th council meeting. And I didn't have anything on here for discussions, but Chief, since we are getting close to the 4th of July and some of our residents seem to already start celebrating with their illegal fireworks, can we start a social media? I know we usually do it a little bit closer to the 4th of July, but if you can collaborate with our Recreation Community Services to start a social media, I don't know what you want to call it, just kind of throw it out there that we're finding them. And just to clarify, we have $1,000 citation for the first violation.
Correct. Yes, sir.
2,000 for the second. And then after the second, when it goes to the third, it's up to 5,000?
Yes, sir.
how do my council colleagues feel about bringing something back about addressing these fines? Because it seemed like the 1,000 isn't working for the illegal fireworks.
Do we have a report of how many fines have been handed out?
No, sir, I don't. Like, I'll have that for the next meeting.
Maybe we need to, we can bring it back and then maybe bring that information back so it's relevant and see if it's the fines or it's the amount.
Bring something back so that we get options. And then in that report, Chief, if you can include, I don't recall, I know we had deaths. I don't know if it was last year or the year before,
It was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. So I don't know if I haven't heard of any deaths lately, but if
No.
there's been any injuries or deaths due to illegal fireworks, if you can bring the stats with that as well.
Yes, sir.
You guys are in consensus?
Maybe just sorry, but maybe a overall general report, because I know that, so you said fires as well? Fines, fires, anything relevant to fireworks.
Yes, sir.
And that's for the next meeting, Mayor Pro Tem?
Yeah, if you can bring it for yeah, because I know the next meeting will have closed session. Yeah, bring it for the next meeting, just so that we can see how to address, I obviously social media is going to be a big factor in the Baldwin Park now. If it goes out there, just letting them know, we're gonna aggressively fine for those, because especially with the dry heat that we've been having, the last thing we need are fires. So that's also another one.
Yes, sir.
Vice Mayor, you've also have residents wanting to put it on the ballot. So I think it's interesting.
Yeah, I
A lot
mean,
of them say it's like a war zone out here. I think former Councilmember Marlene Garcia can attest to that. I mean, and Javi and everyone. So
yeah, no, it's bad.
Well.
The reason why I brought it up is because I just recently had some that literally landed in my pool in the
oh,
backyard.
wow.
So they're literally landing there, but if it lands on a dry bush or something,
Absolutely.
it's dangerous. So we have to definitely address it. So if you can bring something back, we'd really appreciate it, Chief.
Yes, sir.
Right. Any of my colleagues have anything to add? No? Right, seeing that there's no other communications, we will adjourn the meeting at 8:23 PM.
And
Yeah,
just to clarify, we're reconvening to a special meeting.
Yeah.
That is correct. We will be reconvening to the closed session, and then we'll be coming back to report out.
Correct.
But thank you.
All right, Javi, H2O.